What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA SAG.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, another day brought us even more news that is extremely important for our case. I have to admit that from each and every update from our community members, we are gathering even more evidence of illegal activity, and we are on the path to find out the way of resolution. And on today's video, first of all, I will show you the deadline, the potential deadline that might affect not only our current litigations, but most importantly, our potential upcoming litigations and decisions on these litigations. On top of that, I will explain you this from two different points of view. Not so different, but from different community members who are extremely knowledgeable in this case. On top of that, I have to admit that it is the crucial point of my today's video, I will show you the share price from one of the major broker-dealer, and I will show you the price of MMTLP shares that was accepted by this broker-dealer back in December of 2022. Then I will show you even more questions to the U3 halt panel, and I will show you how important the dates, exact dates of the activity from other side. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and hit the like button for me. On top of that, drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. So, and let's start with this news. We know that one of the major news of basically this week is the Schwab's demand letter. And we have a pure deadline that is set on December 2024. We have less than 6 months till this deadline because it is set, let me show you right here. It is set on December the 9th of this year, and we have to keep this deadline in mind because it is a statute of limitations. And if you don't know what does it mean, let me show you this tweet of Mark Basile in response to Anna's tweet. Anna wrote, MMTLP, know the laws. Ever wonder why certain individuals have been screaming no lawyers or lawsuits? TikTok, December the 9th, 2024. And she refers to the tweet that was published by Scott Trott, the person who wrote this letter to Schwab, and he stated this. Under the Securities and Exchange Act of 1934, Section 10b, there are two distinct timeframes for filing claims related to securities fraud. A 2-year statute of limitations and 5-year statute of repose. Let me show you what does it mean. Mark Basile, in response to this tweet, wrote this one. Statute of limitation is 2 years from the date of the fraudulent act, or 5 years maximum. It depends when the courts will view knew of the fraud. And there are some different tests applied differently by different circuits courts of appeals. But that statute of limitation deals with the securities fraud, buying and selling securities. Doesn't matter other fraud claims have 1 and 3 years under the Securities Act, and those claims seem to have now gone past the statute of limitation. Like October 2021, listing the security on the OTC markets as an example. Also, do not conflate criminal RICO. The government has a very long window, 10 years, as long as 2 predicate acts were done within those years. And civil RICO is 4 years. I'm not even sure the 2-year window hasn't already closed, because the other side will claim the 2-year statute didn't run from the U3 halt. It likely began to run when either 1. Meta didn't take legal action to stop the trading in MMTLP initially, because it knew it wasn't supposed to trade and did nothing about it, or 2. When Meta suspected the stock was shorted and didn't take action before the U3 halt. What the hell do you think I have been talking about for over 18 months? Many arguments are made in courts dealing with the statute of limitations, and there are a lot of tests and case law that do take different positions as to when it starts to run. If it can be argued successfully that the fraudulent act was somehow accrued on December the 9th of 2022, then guess what? Like Anna said, tick-tock. However, the courts and the other parties will likely claim that act started earlier to seek dismissal of the claims under the statute of limitations. Good topic for Richard Hoffman to discuss. And yes, this is a potential deadline that might ruin the entire MMTLP case. At the same time, guys, we have to find out what was the action that lead the clock run, and depending on this fact alone, the wrongdoers might dismiss our case, and that is why all of them are trying to kick this can down the road for as long as possible, because after 2 years in general, after 2 years, they will be in quite safe territory. On top of that, guys, if you want to know more about statute of limitations from Richard Hoffman, I highly encourage you to subscribe to his YouTube channel, Not Legal Advice, KNOT, and 1 year ago he published this video that is titled Statutes of Limitations Investors, Be Aware. And he explained in video format pretty much the same fact that Mark Basile explained in written form. And that is why, guys, you can rely on their points of view, on their opinions, because they are active lawyers and they know how the system works. So, about the letter itself that was written by Scott Trott, I have to say that yesterday I hadn't enough time to read this letter in details, but for now, guys, I just started to do it, and this information will literally blow your mind. So, Scott Trott wrote this in section A, and he basically contacted to the support of TD Ameritrade that became Charles Schwab, and let me quote you this. At all times, I only spoke with Ron Fleming. I was not transferred to anybody else. Apparently, his full name is Cameron Fleming, and he goes by Ron. So, Fleming seemed to me that with some prodding, he might discuss what he knew about the U3 halt of December the 9th of 2022 in MMTLP by FINRA. During the conversation, he made mention of 3 issues that I thought clearly showed that trading was not shut down to protect small investors, retail investors, but the broker-dealers and potentially those shorting this. 1. He stated that it was trading at 100 times the lit market in the dark pools, and people were crazy to think broker-dealers would pay out on that. And as you can see, this statement refers to number 5 footnote, and it says, orders was staging at TD Ameritrade and other broker-dealers from $298 to almost $25,000, and clear evidence exists that TD Ameritrade was accepting limit orders over $4,000 a share, meaning conceivably that MMTLP trading had detonated with a velocity akin to a nuclear weapon, and a short squeeze of apocalyptic proportions was on like Donkey Kong. On top of that, guys, it is not the end, and this information is really mind-boggling that we have another evidence that someone paid more than $4,000 for limit orders that was accepted by TD Ameritrade, and the highest level of this price was at $25,000. But we know that TradeStation had even $200,000 of limit orders that has the status too late to cancel. Let me quote you further. The U3 was done, quotation, direct quotation, because the share price bore no relation to the actual share value. And most importantly, Fleming stated that we had to protect ourselves, and that was why they requested the U3 halt. So guys, this means Scott Trott has a clear evidence that Charles Schwab, previously known as TD Ameritrade, requested this U3 halt from this panel. This means we have another clear evidence of a fraudulent activity in regards to our ticker symbol and in regards to retail community in general. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Christian Shaughnessy just recently wrote several questions to the U3 Halt board members, and she added this. I have more questions at the bottom of this post, and I'm really curious why after 18 months Congress isn't demanding answers. This time, let's focus on broker-dealer TradeStation, which admitted it oversold its allotment of MMTLP shares, but won't say by how much. TradeStation's former Chief Compliance Officer Nikki Brickinghoff and FINRA. As a FINRA regional committee member, Brickinghoff was an advisor to the FINRA board. At the time, trading in MMTLP was halted in December 2022. See picture below for more on her advisor role. And she added several screenshots that proves her words. This was all while her company TradeStation was allowing trading in MMTLP. Seems like a conflict of interest, but I digress. FINRA was apparently so happy with Brickinghoff. She was handpicked to be on their UPC committee in 2023, and her appointment was renewed this month, June 2024. 2 months after her original appointment to the committee in 2023, she was running point on NextBridge Hydrocarbons, formerly MMTLP S1 filing. Again, this seems like a conflict of interest, since TradeStation has a vested interest in how this MMTLP mess is resolved. November 2023. TradeStation admits it can't accommodate investors' requests to send their shares to transfer agent AST, now Equinity, because their landed shares exceed their allotment from the DTCC. See John Burda's tweet below. This is also around the time FINRA released its patronizing supplemental FAQ to MMTLP investors. Questions. And these are 3 extremely important questions, guys. Take a look at this. Is TradeStation hoping Brickinghoff's position and connections will help TradeStation get an easier and less expensive resolution? 2. How can FINRA force MMTLP retail investors who file a lawsuit into arbitration when it's clear the deck is stacked against retail investors and completely in FINRA's favor? 3. Is it possible FINRA would try to use Nikki Brickinghoff as an arbiter in an MMTLP case? Thanks Big Blue, Iron Ape, MMTLP and other community members. So guys, I have to say that these questions definitely might give us a huge portion of information that will lead to resolution. But definitely no one will answer to these questions as long as we don't have a subpoena. Or as long as we don't have a lawsuit that is forced these wrongdoers to answer to these questions. And guys, I have to say that for now it is extremely important to know the dates, the crucial dates for us, and the crucial dates of the major actions that happened back in 2022 in regards to blue sheeting of the MMTLP data. And let me show you this set of tweets. First of all, I want to pay attention to this tweet that was written by Junk Savvy. She wrote this tweet, and she refers to the tweet of Aaron Cho. And I have to say that this person tried to oppose Junk Savvy in regards to our case. But let me quote this tweet first of all. Nobody would have had any advanced trading notice of the U3 halt. And it is the direct quotation from the FAQ. And Junk Savvy added, except for the firms represented by the 8 members of the UPC committee who made the decision to issue the halt, and their third-party member partnered funding firms, and potentially all of their MMTLP short clients about to face a reckoning. On top of that, guys, she added this. Oh, by the way, if you think the decision to U3 halt was made on December the 8th, then why would they need to break FINRA Rule 6490 to manipulate the corporate action to justify the issuing of the halt if they had not already premeditated it? They had 3 days from the time Sam Drady blue sheeted MMTLP and MMAT, so when the halt was issued. And for a bitch, seriously, Aaron, try harder. And Aaron wrote this. What makes you think the blue sheets warrant for investigating whether there was unusual trading connected to some of the lies around the assets being sold for billions? We know for certain now that much of the stuff being said about the oil assets were completely made up. So, quite interesting statement, but let me show you the response of Junk Say. She wrote this. 1. I didn't say why they bullshitted. I just say they did. 2. Those blue sheets would have revealed the imbalance of shares that FINRA has already admitted exists. The company has presented evidence to Congress and referenced in public statements that representatives from short sellers approached the company requesting to buy multiple times that number. 3. Any potential stuff being said about the assets was not FINRA fraud's reason and justification for the U3 halt. They cited settlement and disruption to the market concerns. 4. Any potential stuff does not justify the counterfeiting of shares. 5. TradeStation has already admitted they defrauded their investors and cannot deliver their NBH shares. The MMTLP army has provided verified evidence that 30% of the total potential investors at TradeStation holding MMTLP are holding 200+% of their certificates. No whales, no institutions. Hint, they skew the numbers higher. 6. Congress also has evidence that another broker has admitted they do not have enough certificates of NBH to cover their MMTLP dividend obligations. 7. Congress also has data that 2 other brokers have potentially extreme levels of counterfeit shares, 5x to 13x over their allotted certificates. Their combined counterfeits are almost 2x the issued shares, entire issued shares of MMTLP and NextBridge hydrocarbons. 8. 105 registered broker-dealers and clearing firms hold bulk certificate allotments. Wait until we reveal the registered and unregistered brokers who do not have certificate allotments. 100% naked. Guys, that is a real bombshell. These statements alone shows how miserable all the facts that were presented by our counterparties in this case, because we have all the evidence that first of all, we had a pure illegal activity from 105 broker-dealers who have share imbalance in regards to MMTLP. 2. We have and we know that FINRA covers this illegal activity in order to protect their investments and in order to protect their relationships with these companies. And this is a conflict of interest. Next one, SEC covers FINRA, and they are trying to address all the questions to FINRA that was originally addressed to SEC. That is why Gary Gensler is still stonewalling all the efforts, all the letters from Congress, and he basically keeps silence on this matter. On top of that, the U3 halt was implemented in order to protect broker-dealers, not the retail investors, and we have a proof of this. Guys, I have to say that last couple of weeks brought us a tsunami of information that will definitely help us to win this battle. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack.